What's up, guys? Welcome to the live session. Today is November 4th, 2020, and what a big day in the markets, and what a big session we have. I'm gonna let YouTube catch up. Should be up in a few seconds before I start. So let me just get a sweater really quickly. It's kind of cold. 1 second. All right, so let's get to it. So in today's session, we're obviously going to be talking about the U.S. election, and we do not have a winner yet. That's actually kind of surprising. I thought at least by this morning we'd know, but we do have a good idea of who's going to be the winner. But it could go either way, and we discussed it yesterday in the past few days that it's really a toss-up. Although we gave Biden the slight edge just based on the polls. But let's take a look at political. I like to follow political. They tend to be unbiased. So this is the current electoral college vote breakdown. We need 270 to win. Biden's at 238. Trump's at 213. We can see still a close fight, right? We still have a few key states that are being counted, and it's really, really close. So Michigan, if you look at the difference of maybe 20K votes. This is very close. Right now, Biden's in the lead for 16 votes. Then Georgia, Trump is in the lead by around 100K votes. And then we have Nevada for 6 votes. Trump is up by around, Biden's up above 8K votes. So it's very close. And if you look at these numbers, Michigan is almost done with. 96% of the votes have been accounted for. Georgia, 94%. If you look in Nevada, only 67% of the votes have been counted for. So there is a chance that this could flip or this lead can build, vice versa. Pennsylvania, 64% of the votes have been counted in. Trump has a pretty decent-sized lead there. So the election's far from over, and Trump is tweeting away. He says that basically overnight what happened was we'll actually talk. Well, I'll say it now. So before midnight, or right around midnight, when most people went to sleep, Trump had a pretty good chance of winning it all. Vegas and all the betting sites, it looked like Trump was going to win a lot of the swing states by a good margin, including all these states right here. Then overnight, they stopped counting votes, and then this morning they found during the European session they found 140K votes, and they were all for Biden. So Biden just jumped up huge, and so Trump is saying, how is that possible? They're thinking about going to court, doing a recount in Wisconsin, all of that. So it is pretty crazy, but Senate control is still a toss-up as well. Democrats are expected to win the House, but it's still all very tight. It's very, very tight. I will not be surprised if this drags into tomorrow. That includes recounts or Supreme Court investigations, whatever the case may be. If you look at the official breakdown, you'll see here it is, and then here's the different votes that they got in. So Arizona went to Biden, and then now we're just debating Georgia, North Carolina, Wisconsin, Michigan. Okay, that's where everyone's looking at, as well as Pennsylvania and Nevada. So still a long way to go, but it's obviously favoring Biden. Since then, the betting sites have moved back and made Biden a huge favorite. So we'll see. Now, yesterday and actually the past few days, I've been really kind of drilling it in that you do not want to trade such an event. If you look at this daily candle for the dollar index, this tells you the roller coaster ride that was happening and what we predicted. So if you look at, for example, the 4-hour time frame, this correlates to that Trump kind of surge that happened last night. So from much of the early parts of the election, it looked like Trump was going to win again, and is going to win, or he's expected to win. We will see short-term dollar strength, and the dollar went up from all the way here down all the way down here all the way up to here, to this high we made to start the week. But then during the European session, once all the other ballots came in, I guess the mailing loading, Biden turned into the favorite, and you can see the dollar index drop back down again. So this all makes sense. The reason being is because package, and that stimulus package is not going to be good for the dollar, right? So these two moves, you can watch our past two videos. We have pretty much nailed it down, and again, this is far from over. That the election will be done yesterday and then it can go into the markets today, you are awfully mistaken, and this will carry on into maybe even Friday. And let me actually pull up Forex Factory to show you something. So this morning we also had the ADP numbers, and look at the numbers, terrible. It almost got half the jobs we wanted, and so the dollar index is in a tough spot. It's hard to see it a rally unless Trump starts gaining back momentum. And so these moves perfectly corresponded with how the election went, because around Australian session, prior to the London session, people were pretty much like, okay, Trump's pretty much going to win this. It's looking like a Trump re-election. But then once they stopped counting the ballots, and then they kind of started counting the mail-in ballots, that's when Biden took the lead. So if you look at the majors, which we have been discussing for the past few days, such as Euro, Aussie Dollar, and gold, you'll see this same pronounced movement. For example, this will be where Euro and Aussie are melting, and then this is where they start to regain those losses. So we'll take a look at that. Will trade wars persist after the U.S. election? We know that Trump will double down on China, right? So you can see U.S.-led trade wars with China and EU likely to continue under Trump administration. We obviously believe that. And then if you look at headlines for the trade war, if you recall, this is the last time we had some sort of major event with the European Union. Since then, it's been pretty laxed. And now, if Joe Biden becomes president, he's going to be lighter on China. We've all seen Biden be lighter on China. They have favorable. Remember how crazy the trading scenarios were when the trade war was going on. Maybe this time we'll have some consistency and things aren't too chaotic. So he's also going to be looking to build back the relations with the European Union. So honestly, I always said this: Wall Street wants Biden to win, especially yesterday when we were selling off. I said this may be a hint from Wall Street that Biden will be the winner, or that's who they want to win. And so we're far way away, so I'm not going to make any predictions. I have no horse in the race. I'm from Canada, but for this election to be wrapped up so we can move on, right? So yeah, it's very, very close right now. A lot of things can shift. So if you're looking to enter any bets, just try not to be too reactive. But anyways, going to Euro Dollar, you can see the moves simply mirror each other, right? If I just pull back, right? It's literally a one-to-one mirror of each other. And again, this type of price action is what you're going to see when you have an election. And it's obviously, there's nothing to trade here. There's nothing to trade here, right? The only thing I can say is there may be a possibility of going long if we do clear yesterday's high. So actually, I'll pop back to the 4 hour. If we clear yesterday's high, which is up here, like if you're just trading the Euro Dollar and you don't even look at the election, you're just on the charts, and if you see Euro suddenly jump above yesterday's high, that means Biden won, right? That's all you have to need to know. So if you're on the charts and you just see this candle just shoot up and break yesterday's high, Biden has won the election. And in that case, like I said, we will have a weaker dollar, at least for the short term, I think, to end off the week. And then we can possibly take a long from this high up to these highs up here, right? On the flip side, if you're trading and you see just Euro just melt like this, then you know Trump has secured the win. And then we can look at our swing short. Either way, long term, I'm bullish on the U.S. dollar. But the short term plays, we already know what's going to happen. So the monthly, still, it's like a doji candle, right? It doesn't know where to go, which is expected. It's election month. We're only 3 days in, technically 4 now. So this is a doji candle. That means sit on your hands until more information comes. And the main information right now is not just NFP, it's the election. I think the markets might react to NFP slightly, but when you have an election this big with this many implications, it's gonna take the top spot. All right, so even on the weekly time frame, that the short idea is still there. We just need to clear that low. For now, price has been respecting that low. Even yesterday, it's used as a support. So if you look at the 8-hour time frame, you can see when it looked like Trump was running away with the election, price came all the way down here to 1.16150 and then jumped back up. So obviously, this level we chose is a good level. We just need to make sure that we go with the direction that favors the fundamentals. Now let's go look at Aussie Dollar. It'll be a similar experience as well. So if you just look at this, right? So the daily, let's go to 8-hour candle. So again, this was earlier, way back last night when it looked like Trump was going to win it all, and then this is the Biden push right here. Long term, this is what we have. We're waiting for price to break this blue support zone at 0.74 thousand. If price can clear, for example, last month's high, which in October we made the high at 0.72400. That is 0.72400. If we can clear this high, and you're just trading, and you see a candle pop up like this, that means Biden won, and we can take that trade from up here to this high right here, right? With the TP1 here and the TP2 up here. So that's what I see. If price starts to melt, then you know Trump might have won the election, right? And then gold. So here's gold, and same story. So this was 16 hours ago where it looked like Trump had it in the bag. And then this is that Biden push, and now it's dropping back again. Maybe Trump's gaining momentum, who knows? But this is the long-term play we've had, and that because gold is something that is really fundamentally driven, especially going with the factors that we have right now. I mean, we still have a pandemic, right? So because of that, I think we will wait for price to clear 1847. The only time I'll be looking for a long is maybe if we clear 1962. All right, then we can maybe talk about longs. But for me personally, gold, I only see it going one way, and that's short for the rest of the year. Again, we are still bullish, but when I talk about short term, it might be for the next few days to the max a week. So that's that. So that's how the markets are reacting. I wish I had more. I wish we could dive into trade setups, but because this thing is dragging along, and let me refresh in case something changed. So no changes. So because this thing is dragging on, it even says here the final results may take a few days. So that's just what we're gonna have to deal with. And obviously tomorrow's Thursday. We have monetary policy. It's also a very important day. Right, we have a big monetary policy statement for the pound, and then we have USD FOMC rate statement. So that's gonna be pretty funny if we don't have a winner by now, and Powell has to do a press conference. He doesn't even know who the president will be. That'll be kind of funny. I wonder what he will say. And then Friday we have the NFP. So a lot of news. There might not be any slots to get it traded, especially now that the election is dragging on. So at any moment, from this point moving forward, it could be the next hour, the next 15 minutes. It could be exactly after this live session. It could be while you're eating dinner, while you're at the gym. At any moment in time, this could turn into 270 or this could turn into 270, and the trade that you forced or you just wanted to enter could go either your way or the opposite way. Right? It's a 1 in a 2. It's a 50-50% chance. So that's why it's just careless to be trading right now, in my opinion. But I mean, obviously you can practice on a demo account, no harm, no foul. But we are in a tight race, and I don't think it's going to be over until. If I had to put my money on it, I don't think it's going to be over until tomorrow evening. Either someone concedes a loss, or the results just flat out determine who wins, and you can't even refute it at that point. So right now it's still pretty close with a lot of key states up for grabs. I think if Biden can get 1 or 2, definitely 2, it'll be over. If he can get maybe Wisconsin or even Michigan, then I think it's probably over for Donald Trump. But we shall see. So just have your dollar index counter open and just watch CNN and just look at the madness that unfolds. I mean, that's a crazy move right here, and you can see there's slippage. Prices immediately gapped up, and I believe this is when Trump started to win Florida, Texas, and all those other states where Biden did have a decent chance of maybe flipping. So yeah, we'll see. I wish I had more to give again, but currently the election wants to continue on. So that is that, everyone. Again, be safe. We'll have enough time to trade. The Forex market's not going anywhere, but now is a good time to be a spectator and to learn. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully by tomorrow we have a winner, and then we can kind of start becoming traders again and becoming active in the market. So take care, everyone. Please be safe.